good afternoon, and thank you for joining us for our exciting webinar today on Construction Suite 7. You're joined here, you're led today by myself, Rachel Pickens, and my colleague, Taylor.
Hey guys, how's it going?
We're so excited to have you in here. Of course, the year is winding down, and we've been really working hard with the newest release of our Construction Suite line, and I'm really excited to show you all of the things that you have to look forward to when you upgrade to Construction Suite 7. So a lot of things to cover here today. Taylor and I are really excited to show those off to you. I want to thank you also for joining GoToWebinar today and just for your participation. We have a lot of existing users to Construction Suite joining us today, so I'm sure you're going to be excited to know exactly what you're going to be upgrading to. For those of you who are new to Construction Suite, perhaps you're checking us out for the first time, this is really going to show you some of the enhancements that we've added, or some of the new tools and kind of bells and whistles that many of our existing users appreciate. So it may not be necessarily the full kind of overview of what it can do, but you're going to be able to see a little bit of the types of improvements and the types of things that here at UDA Technologies that we really strive to continue to improve and make sure that the software works really well and is something that you all enjoy and find valuable. So hopefully you can find a few good things to learn today as well. Want to bring up just kind of what you can do in terms of questions. Today, Taylor and I are going to be showing you a lot about the new things that are available in Construction Suite 7, but we want to hear questions from you as well. So through GoToWebinar, you can chat questions throughout the session. Our lovely colleague Holly is on the line as well, and we'll be chatting her answers or answers back to you as well. So feel free to chat through her throughout. We'll be selecting some top questions or hot topics from those questions at the end of the session today to discuss with everyone as well. And so be sure to be using that. We want to make sure that you've got the questions answered that you need to know and to be excited for Construction Suite 7.
Yeah, absolutely. And Rachel kind of hit on it as well, but today we really want to show you guys some of the highlights of Construction Suite 7. You know, obviously our team here and, and all of our product specialists have been working pretty tirelessly over the last year or so since the last release of Construction Suite, and really putting a lot of new features into Construction Suite 7, a lot of the ones that we're really excited about to show you today. But these highlights that we're going to show you today obviously are just a small sample of the probably thousands of changes that have been made to Construction Suite in the last couple months, year, however long these things have been coming to fruition. And so if you guys do have more questions, certainly let us know. But these are really some of the ones we're most excited about and really have gotten the most client feedback on and requests for. So we're really excited to show you guys those today.
Exactly. And all of those improvements and enhancements are really what leads us to yet again another top product award by Construction Executive Magazine. So one of the things that we're really excited about, it's always nice to be kind of recognized for the work we do and the software we provide. And certainly our biggest pleasure is making sure that our clients who are using this day in and day out can use it well, can find it valuable, can help them to really take their business to the next level. And so we love to hear your success stories. One way that you can do that is by sharing those on Software Advice. I'd be happy to give you more information on that. But really one of the other things is that we've recently won that award, the Top Product Award from Construction Executive Magazine. And so it's just nice when you're able to kind of take all of these improvements and enhancements that you recommend and really kind of be appreciated for those as well. Yeah. Exactly. So all that to be said, though, we've got a lot to talk about today. We really want to make sure that we're able to cover all of the different things that are new. And so let's go ahead and dig in. Now, of course, if you've been a client of ours for a while, you're going to have noticed recently a beautiful change in the way that Construction Suite looks and feels. We are firm believers that what you're looking at every day or at certain parts of your day should be something that you enjoy. I mean, when the software or the tools that you're using should be enjoyable, should be easy to understand. We don't really want to make sure that, we don't want you to have kind of overwhelmed data. And so one of the things that you constantly see us do here at UDA Technologies is improve the way Construction Suite looks. And so already you can see just some of the nicer enhancements that really help highlight the important items that we want to bring your attention to. Like you'll notice our lead pipeline is just slimmed down a little bit. We've got all of that financial graph information showing that profitability for your projects. The breakdown for your projects in terms of change orders and classification breakdown is all going to be displayed for you on this main page. You're going to see this all throughout Construction Suite, though, and many of these are going to be kind of slight enhancements, but again, they create an altogether much nicer, cleaner feel, and especially when our users are bringing a lot of their coworkers and employees on board. We want to make sure that the software is easy to use. It's something that you can look at and understand pretty quickly. And so you're just going to see a lot of the visual enhancements that that we really want people to be able to kind of understand quickly what they can actually do with the software, how it can really work well for them, how the information that they put in is really going to help them understand or make better decisions moving forward. And so that's a lot of the things that you're going to be able to see all throughout Construction Suite. We'd love to know what you like to hear, so feel free to chat those over, or again, give us a call and let us know kind of what things have helped you. We've gotten so many oohs and ahs from our existing users who have just mentioned the way that Construction Suite looks now has really come a long way, and helps them to really see where their information is.
Yeah, and that's really something that sets Construction Suite apart from really a lot of the other things out there. Any of you guys that are looking at software at the moment, not yet Construction Suite users, I'm sure you'll have noticed that some of the other softwares you may have taken a look at kind of feel like they're stuck in the 1990s. Not really a lot of visual pop or dashboards or anything like that that really help you guys see exactly what it is that you're doing. And it's not a very fun software to use in some situations. So Construction Suite's really going to bring that to light. Excuse me, guys. And it's going to be something that you enjoy using every day. It's visually appealing. It's really easy to get to your data and see what's going on there. And for those of you who have been using Construction Suite for a while, like Rachel said, you'll have noticed some of these changes lately. And really, those were spawned off of a lot of our client feedback and wanting to make it easier for you guys and more pleasant for you guys using the software that, is part of a day-to-day vital part of your business.
Absolutely. One of the other things that we like to mention here is that not only is Construction Suite 7 looking nicer for you, but it's also, like Taylor mentioned, updated in look and feel and updated to be compatible with other systems. And so the nice thing about upgrading is that you're constantly making sure all of your systems and tools work well together. Many of you have already upgraded to QuickBooks 2016 or Windows 10, which is a pretty new update for the Windows community. And that's something that's going to be compatible now with Construction Suite 7, is that you can upgrade to those other systems and there's no worry or question of whether or not you're going to have downtime from Construction Suite 7. So we've worked really hard to make sure that that's something that we were able to get out the door for all of you quickly, because this is something that you're really relying on. Many of you have also adopted Construction Suite 7 and Construction Suite 6, its predecessor, on the Surface tablets. And those are so great for being able to use from the field, or being able to create estimates or pull up contracts, or generate a proposal while you're on the go. And so, again, Construction Suite 7 is going to be optimized for the Surface Pro 4 as well. And so if you're looking at purchasing, I've actually spoken with several clients this week and last about people who are thinking, that Christmas and Black Friday sales and things like that are coming up. And so a lot of people are taking advantage of some of those deals. And you're also going to be able to know that Construction Suite 7 is really optimized to work really well on those size screens. So you're not limited to a large monitor that I've got here. You're able to kind of work on a Surface Pro and have that mobility as well as the power that Construction Suite 7 offers.
Absolutely. And so with that, those are some of the great new improvements, just kind of progressing and, constantly improving the software on the outside. But on the inside, or the feature-based side of things as well, we're constantly wanting to improve that and actually increase the functionality of the software also. So that's going to be something that brings us to our next point, is really the improved lead management that we have introduced in Construction Suite 7. And so leads themselves obviously are not anything new to Construction Suite 7. We've always had pretty great lead management within Construction Suite, really great ways to track that. But now, especially with the new visual changes, the bubble sorts that we have up top, really helping you better track your pipeline and use some of those filters and see, where everybody is as far as the communication, if they are in presentation, and where they really stand as far as your tracking stages go. That's something that's going to be a lot more beneficial now visually. But also, in addition to that, when you go and actually create leads, we have a lot of new fields that you can use, and custom fields as well, so that you can see we've got kind of 3 separate tabs here. The first one that we're on is going to be basic contact information, everything that you would expect, of course, to have lead information in: contact info, address, email, phone number, etc. But then as you move along and get a little more into the management of these and the detail tracking, if you go to the lead details tab here in the middle, you'll see that we have more qualifying information, things like the value of the lead, where the source came from, the stage of the lead in that pipeline, and the probability that they come through, and as well as 6 new custom fields that you can actually go in if there is any information here that you would like to track that we don't already have. So you guys have a lot of flexibility here, can really make this system your own and take advantage of the features that we do offer. And so finally, the scheduled events you'll see here is also a new component that's really one of my favorites and helps me keep track of things. And this is going to actually allow you guys, when you generate a lead, to have the ConstructionSuite system automatically populate some calendar events and reminders and things like that, based on fields, as you can see here, like callback date, expiration date, close date, etc. So for example, if I generated this lead, I could have ConstructionSuite automatically create a calendar event, let's say 2 days later, for a callback date. It would create that on the calendar, it would set a reminder for me, and then on Friday, it would come up and say, hey, you need to call this person back, here's your reminder, and it makes sure that it really takes a lot of the manual entry and effort out of the system. So those are some great features, and let's say once you go ahead and create a lead, you've been entering leads, tracking your documentation and everything like that, and you get back to the grid view here in ConstructionSuite, you may want to filter some of this out and get some, let's say, specific data on all of your leads from a specific source, like the web search, for example. And so we've got a few things in here, friend referral, web search, e-news, website, things like that. But if you want to generate a lead report, that's a great new feature that ConstructionSuite has added that really allows you to customize a report that you're going to generate and get some really powerful tools. So if we go ahead and generate one of these, we'll actually show you guys what some of the options are. The first thing it's going to start with is, if you have a template already that you've saved, which in this case we don't, but you guys can template these and actually go forward and create multiple different company reports that you want to generate quickly. In this case, we'll kind of start from scratch, and you can see you can apply some filters to this and really filter by any number of things, the lead status, the stage, the probability, the value, everything like that. And let's go ahead and do one by lead source. And so here, if we want to choose which source we want to filter by and say, web search, for example, we can go ahead and choose to filter out all of our leads by the web search if we want to get info on that. And we can go ahead and continue through. And now we can really customize and pick and choose the columns that we want to see on this. So as you can see here, any number of the fields that you have for these leads, pretty much anything, including the custom fields. If we scroll down just a little bit, you can see that right now they still say custom, but anything that you guys entered in there, of course, would be available as a column on this report. So if we go through and start checking some of these columns, say we want to see a few of these pieces of information on here, and go ahead and continue through and generate this report. Again, you can actually save this. I guess before we generate this, it's worth noting, you can do this on a blank template or actually populate this into a template that you've already designed, maybe with some letterheads, logos, terminology, sprucing it up a little bit instead of a blank table. And if you do that, you can go ahead and finish this, and when you generate this, it's going to pull up a very nice report for you. And let's see if we can pull this up for you guys.
Put it on the wrong screen.
See if we can get this one now. There we are. And so as you can see, this is our custom lead report. It's got a nice letterhead from our company up here. You can see it's filtered by the lead source, which is our web search. And then it has all of those columns that we generated. So this is really a great addition in the sense that it's so flexible and so easy to customize. Not only with the fields that we provide you guys, but also those custom fields that you can really make this report whatever you want it to be. As long as you're tracking that information for your leads, which we give you every opportunity to do, you can include any of those columns, save those custom reports, and have multiple templates maybe that you fire out really quickly whenever you're trying to analyze any of your sales metrics or lead pipeline or anything of that nature.
Absolutely. So it's a really exciting new tool for us. One of the things that many of our users have already really started to use and prepare for their own meetings or be able to see the performance or the people who need to reach out to their leads within their own team members there. So that's one of the things that we've really enjoyed seeing, and we'd love to hear again how you're using that and how that can help kind of really manage all of those leads and be able to better determine how you're doing in that area. Now, kind of building on top of your leads, one of the new things about ConstructionSuite 7 is that we've now offered this new opportunity feature. Many of our users have been asking, about projects and those that are kind of in that pending status, or a way to really kind of keep track of the projects that are active versus those that are really opportunities. Opportunities being really the next level of lead once they're really kind of a viable candidate for moving forward with your business. And so we've introduced this new type called opportunities, which is a form of a project. it looks and feels like a project in terms of the information that you can enter. So you can build a new opportunity by creating and entering all of the different fields in terms of address, group them so that you can see kind of what whatever grouping that you're kind of accommodating for, you can capture all that information. You can, again, like Taylor was showing with our leads, you can set all of the different opportunity details as well so that you can keep track of where these opportunities are coming from or the probability that they'll move forward. Again, you can schedule events as well. So all of the cool things that Taylor mentioned with leads are also available with opportunities. You can take leads and associate them with opportunities as well so that those are all linked together. But really with the opportunities, it's going to give you a chance to exclude them from a few different kind of graphs. And so one of the nice tools about ConstructionSuite 7 is that we've got a really nice work in progress feature, which is back on our Today Summary page. And shows you all of the information or all of the projects and kind of your financial details from that. Opportunities are excluded from those as they're in that pending status. So the opportunities provides a really clear way for you to keep track of the opportunities from your active jobs in the system and really kind of manage those well. So it's a very clean and easy way to capture that information. Like Taylor was showing with the leads, we've got the nice bubble sorts at the top so that you can see the total number of opportunities in certain stages or types. You can also switch those over to a status as well and see the different status indicators. So just a lot of nice things about opportunities. They're really simple, but they're really powerful in that they're going to give you better information for your team and understand better kind of where your pending projects, how well you perform on those, and what you really need to pay attention to going forward.
Yeah, and that's great. The opportunities have really helped out, like you said, with the financial reports and metrics especially, because a lot of people don't want those. If you end up losing that job, unfortunately, then you don't want your work in progress report or any of those other financial metrics like your estimate cost calculations, to really be affected by those projects that never actually happen. So those opportunities are really great to set aside those. You can still see those and progress them into projects. But not have them, really adversely affect or, incorrectly contribute to your work in progress report or anything like that. And so with that, since we're talking about opportunities and projects, another really great feature of ConstructionSuite 7 is the enhanced SuiteLink functionality that we've now added to the system. And this is probably one of the most requested features that we have had from clients, is to make the communication between ConstructionSuite and our mobile side, ConstructionOnline, a little more seamless, and we've done just that. So with that, some of the new SuiteLink capabilities that you'll see are the ability to automatically sync contacts and projects between the two. So now in ConstructionSuite 7, if you create a project in our system here, so we've got our full projects list, it's going to automatically sync that project and create it on ConstructionOnline so that there's no double entry. There's no really worry about creating something in the office and the field people not having access to it because you forgot to click a button. Those are going to sync automatically, as well as the contacts that you have. So any of your contacts that you've created in ConstructionSuite now will automatically be available in ConstructionOnline, so long as they have their email address there to be created as a contact. And that's actually going to make that extremely convenient for communication between the field and office. I
love already that we're getting feedback from users here in the session today about, like Taylor mentioned before, this has been one of our really popularly requested features. And if you've been a client of ours for a long time or with UDA Technologies for a long time, you've really probably seen the evolution of ConstructionSuite and our online suite as well. And there's just been really some neat ways that those two are really kind of starting to mesh really well together. So as they become much more they really, because we continue to develop those and as we continue to add new functionality to each of those systems, we're really designing with a UDA 1 system in mind. And so you might have been, you probably don't look at our website too often in terms of the pricing if you already own the product, but we have launched what's called UDA 1, which is a way for us to really kind of reinvent the whole product, and so that you really have a chance to sign up for one complete system that has really true kind of syncing and true functionality between the two systems. So the cool thing is that you're going to continue to see this evolve as we progress with at UDA Technologies. So again, one of the really hot topics. It's good to see already it's fun to see the comments come through from the webinar today, because so many people have really been requesting and looking for this. It's gonna really eliminate a lot of the double entry that you've experienced in the past between two systems. That's really one thing that we've taken away. So we're excited to be able to save even more time for you this holiday season.
Yeah, of course. That way you guys can get back with your families and stay out of the office a little bit,
Right.
And with that, though, as well, so the projects and contacts are automatically going to sync. One other thing with the enhanced SuiteLink capability, and this is actually something that we had introduced towards the later updates of Construction Suite 6. So those of you on Total Care definitely would have had these available in some of the most recent updates to Construction Suite 6. But those of you without Total Care that haven't been receiving any updates or anything, you guys might not have seen this before, and it's a great new feature, and that's going to be our budget uploads. So with Construction Suite, we've got our estimating system, like the one that we're looking at here. And with ConstructionOnline, we've got our budgeting feature. So you can actually go from Construction Suite now and take this budget and save it to ConstructionOnline. And this is going to allow you to send your budget itself, as well as any selections or allowances that way, and change orders also, up to ConstructionOnline. That's really one of the newest features with the budget upload, is the change orders. And so if you go in here to the estimating tab and go to view change orders, you can actually see that you have the ability to upload any specific change order to ConstructionOnline as well. So with that, if you push that up and upload it, I believe we have something open here with the budget upload. And it looks like we may have this. Yeah, let me bring it over to you guys here. And with this budget, here we go. You can see that when you upload that to ConstructionOnline, it will be the budget, or pretty much the project total side of the estimate that you now have access to from a web or mobile capacity. So just with a click of that button, you can send it up. It'll send up any change orders that you have as well. You can see change order 1 and 2. Any selections like plumbing, faucets, or appliances for our refrigerators that we had in the budget, or in the estimating Construction Suite. All of those go up to online, and that's really a great new feature that facilitates the use of our new budgeting feature in ConstructionOnline and allows you to access that from the field very easily.
Another thing, of course, is that, the benefit of having the budget online is that not only can you take the Construction Suite estimate and make it available online, but you can share that with certain team members. So again, one of the things that we found in feedback from our clients and just kind of working with them over the years is that when you, in certain cases, if you make your numbers known, or if you make your estimate known to some of your project managers, then you can have better results, or making sure that you're really staying on target in terms of meeting those kind of costs and those budget items and not going over budget.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, just to briefly show you guys a little more on this, as she mentioned, you can track the paid values on this as you go through the job, and actually our new dashboards on ConstructionOnline, to briefly touch on these, will actually keep track of your budget for you and show you how far through your budgeted amounts you are. So for your crew in the field, even clients, if you want to share this with them and let them see, how far through their budget they are in case they want to make changes or take a look at some change orders and things like that. Those of you that may be doing cost plus jobs, this will be pretty effective as well. To let the client in on this, or anybody in the field as well, and share this information with whomever you need to.
Exactly. I'm glad you brought that point up there, Taylor, because really with ConstructionOnline, the benefit of ConstructionOnline is not only that it's mobile and it allows you to really connect your entire project team, but it also is excellent for sharing and presenting information to your client. It has a really fantastic client portal so that your clients can log in. It's all much more simplified for them in terms of the view, so that they're seeing exactly what you decide to share with them, and not, they're not seeing your budget without you actually saying that you want to share that with them. But like he mentioned, change orders are going to be things that can now link online, and so you can have your clients actually log in, approve those change orders directly online. All of those notifications go out to everyone involved with the change order that it's been approved, so that you can begin moving forward with the work without having to waste any more time on whether or not that decision is to be made. So just really some nice ways that we're kind of connecting with the enhanced integration between Construction Suite and ConstructionOnline. We're really trying to connect the entire process for you all, so that you really have your software system that's really working well for you, working on your behalf, trying to kind of think ahead in some cases and prompts, and just send out an email and keep you on your toes in terms of all that's going on in your project. We know that construction is chaotic. And so when you have tools like this that can really help smooth and kind of keep you on target, that's really our goal here at UDA, is to make that happen as well. Absolutely.
And of course, in addition to all the new great things that we've added to the SuiteLink capability, all of the things that we've had in place for a while now, the automatic calendar syncs, automatic to-do syncs, the ability to see files and upload files, download files back and forth, all of those are still in place. So it's really, like Rachel said, building on top of each other and really becoming a very complete and integrated system with the new introduction of ConstructionSuite 7.
Absolutely. So in addition to some of the SuiteLink integration that Taylor mentioned with the automatic linking of projects and contacts and some of the ways that you can upload the budgets and change orders to ConstructionOnline is also through the calendar. So certainly having a connected, single, integrated calendar is huge for a company, especially when you have people who are working between office and field. And so one of the things, of course, is that we've continued to enhance the calendar in both ConstructionSuite and ConstructionOnline. But and some of the new things that you'll see there are the ability for your calendars. Well, first of all, calendars already link to ConstructionOnline. So you add a task in ConstructionSuite connected to your projects, it's going to automatically link online. Same thing with your to-do items. If you add a to-do item, it's going to link onto ConstructionOnline and assign to the appropriate parties. So you've got that real connection between office and field. Or perhaps if you're just a single user, if you're using our ConstructionSuite and online system just as a single user, we have many of those who use it really well. And the nice thing about that is that you are in the office, you add a few items, you go away to a job site and you can pull it up on your phone, being able to see the recent appointments that you have or take a look at your upcoming schedule or check off to-do items, or vice versa, add them from the field and have them reflected back in the office when you can actually sit down at your computer and get some work done. So that integration is already in ConstructionSuite. And continues to work really well in ConstructionSuite 7. Some of the things that we've added to that integration to make it even better, and again, off of client feedback and requests, is making sure that the colors now sync between. So you might think it's a small thing, but I cannot tell you how many times I hear people ask about color. It's just so impactful, so something that's so visual. And so the color of your calendars are now going to link between these two different systems. So if you're using any calendar kind of coding, color coding, for example, it's going to be really something that continues to really work well for you. Well, you can still, sorry.
I was going to say, and you really said it as well. You said it may seem small, but for those of you who use calendars a lot, you'll realize that it's not, because previously, not only does it look better, visually appealing, but previously, if you have all the same color, it's very monochromatic, you have to look, and although you can show the project name in the task, you have to do a lot of reading and kind of filtering through all of this, and it's easy to lose your place. With the colors, you look at it and immediately know which project is which, what's happening where, and you don't have to, really take the time to filter through and actually read every single task. You know what project's going on. And the fact that those sync between the two now is even better, because then on ConstructionSuite and ConstructionOnline, you're not worrying about two different colors, and you've got a project that's, say, red and Suite, and then you go online and look for red, and it's not there, and you get things mixed up. The color syncing is really a huge deal to those of you who use the colors in the calendars.
Exactly. And things like with really, again, connecting your office and your field, tools like ConstructionOnline's GamePlan really, again, pull that full circle. It's going to allow you to enter in calendar events, have them linked to ConstructionOnline, have your team aware of what they have to do on their specific day or week or whatever the time frame you're looking at due to on-site GamePlan and other tools like that. So really, again, going back to the complete combined integrated system is something that we've really continued to strive and enhance for you all. Other things that are really nice views, and probably one of my favorite views, is going to be our new list view. Our new year view. I was thinking that's not what I wanted. It's our new year
list
view.
It's been there a while, but it does look better now with the colors.
It does look better, but year view is what I'm looking at here. Just because I'm a big picture kind of person, I like to be able to see a little bit before and after. I like to be able to kind of take a step back and see not only the detail of of what I have to do, but also kind of get a better idea of planning ahead, or kind of seeing what we did last year and seeing how we can look ahead to this year. And so many of you I know are the same way, where you like to be able to plan ahead. You like to see how well you're utilized. And so you're going to notice that both in ConstructionSuite and online, you've got this wonderful year view that allows you to see you can see I've got tons of tasks on every single day. But in this case, it's going to be have a kind of a darker blue depending on how many resources. You can click specifically into that date, and it's going to show you the different items for that particular date that you select. And so you're going to be able to quickly use that for navigation as well, so you can jump through the different days and times. But the year view just really allows you to see exactly kind of how you're utilized over the course of the year, or what adjustments you might need to make, almost giving you a chance to see red flags before you get to them. So again, helping you to kind of make better decisions going forward is something that we really want to do with our software. You can also, of course, set up recurring events. So let me hear an amen right there, because I know I've talked to so many people who have been wanting to create just weekly meetings, staff meetings. Perhaps you want to track all the times you get paid. Perhaps you want to track.
Payday's huge.
Yeah, paydays are huge. I think I have payday on my calendar probably 5 times, in terms of on each day. But anyways, it's really great to be able to see all of those and create those recurring events. And so now you simply create a new activity like you've done before. You've got the 3 tabs below. And again, an updated look and feel, just nice kind of windows, a little bit larger, so that's just easier to digest the information. You can, of course, still create reminders and set up emails and text messages to go out to the people involved. But you can also set up those recurrences. And so if you want to be notified or repeat, the activity on a daily or weekly basis, you can choose how often and when those go out. And so just a really nice tool. I know, again, I've spoken with a lot of people who have been asking for some sort of functionality just because it, again, saves time for having to create these events, that those are all going to be linked together.
Yeah, and with those recurring events, speaking of getting paid, I actually spoke with somebody earlier today, which one of the really big features that I see the recurring events used for is those of you generating the AIA application for payments.
Oh, for sure.
I had a client ask me, hey, I've got something that, I've got maybe 10 projects going on right now that I'm having to generate an application for payment on a different day of the month every month. What's the best way to take care of this? And those recurring events, if you just go in and create, say on the 3rd of, December, to generate an application for payment on the calendar, you can actually use those recurring events and set it on the 3rd of each month to automatically generate and recur there. So you're never going to forget. It's going to generate those reminders for you if you set those up. The reminders actually carry through with the recurring events as well. So you can just set up one reminder to say, pop this up or send me an email or shoot me a text message, 5 minutes before or 30 minutes before, this activity is supposed to happen. And then you can go in and generate those applications for payment. You don't have to worry about forgetting those and, of course, not getting paid.
Yeah, huge time saver there. So hopefully we'll get to. We're excited for you to be able to use this system and really take advantage of just some of the time saving tips and just things that, again, can help make your day-to-day easier.
Absolutely. And so moving on a little bit from the calendars here, though, another great feature that we have that we're excited to introduce to you guys in Construction Suite 7 is some of the enhanced or new resource views that we have. And these are going to tie in really to both the schedules and the estimates that you guys are generating. And what this is going to look like, just to give you a brief glimpse of it, is as you're going through the estimates, one of the more powerful tools in Construction Suite is the ability to assign your resources or your vendors or subcontractors to specific areas of the estimate of your schedule so that you can very quickly and easily generate reports like purchase orders or change order documents, materials lists, anything along those lines. However, now we've actually got this resource view as well, which is going to help you guys keep track of the dollar value of each resource a little bit better. And so over here on the right-hand sidebar, you'll see that we've actually added this new menu for cost by resource, so that you can see I've actually got 3 people assigned in here right now that actually have dollar values assigned. So Abernathy Brothers, Ajax Supply, Allen & Sons Plumbing is down here. And you can see actually if we go, say, into this Plumbing Systems tab, we've got Ajax and Allen & Sons, and it's going to continually tabulate the dollar value of what they're assigned to. And so if I go in, let's say, to electrical systems and look at my electrical labor cost and assign a resource, if I go, say, look by my grouped, and hopefully we've got some electricians in here. Yeah, we've got an electric here. And if we use, let's say, Matt in this case, as I assign them, you'll see that Matt's now on the sidebar and has a dollar value assigned to him, so that those resource values are actually going to be tracked through the system for you now. And so again, that's going to be really in the estimate side. The schedule side, depending on how you guys are creating these, if you're creating them from an estimate, the schedule will actually populate with those resources as well. And so you can see here that I do have my resources in my schedule also. And really, we've given you guys some great views for the resources to really check availability and help with the scheduling of these resources and making sure that you're not double booking or kind of seeing where everyone is available. And where that's going to be found is if you actually go up here after assigning some resources into our Resources tab at the top, you can enter what we call our Resource Availability view. And what this is going to do is shift things up just a little bit, and kind of like the group and task views that you're used to seeing in the normal schedules, it's going to give you effectively a group for each resource and then a task for all of the assigned tasks that resource is responsible for here. And you'll actually be able to see on the task level, of course, it's going to show you where the tasks are actually assigned, what the durations and dates that they're happening are. But then on kind of the group row, you'll actually see for each of these whether they're available or not based on the colors that you'll see here, or the green indicating availability. So with that, all of these are actually available. And it's going to show you really just right above these two. So you've got the 5th or the 27th and 28th for Ajax. And it's really going to be a great option for you guys to quickly see, not only for one person, but also for all of your resources, really what their availability is and if you have any conflicts on the schedule.
Yeah, just a nice kind of easier view. There were conflict views that we had before that you're able to run, or even a conflict report, but this gives it to you right within the schedule itself without having to create a report separately to do so. So again, we've got a lot of schedule users out there who have been really using this pretty heavily, and we're loving to see how you're going to use this or how this is going to help that project management as well.
Yeah, and it's dynamic too. I mean, you mentioned the report.
Right.
The report's great if you need to print something out and take it with you as you go.
Right.
But this is going to be something as you're adding resources to the schedule. Not only with some of the resource conflict prompts that you may already get within the system, but it's automatically going to add that to this resource view, so you can just flip over real quick and see the big picture, as you mentioned with the calendar views. Mm-hmm. For those of you who like to see the big picture, and check on the availability of each of those resources.
Absolutely. So really then the last thing to kind of sum up some of the different hot topics or the new things that are exciting for Construction Suite 7 in this latest version is really all of the changes that we've been making for users all over the globe. So one of the things you might have heard us talk about before is how Construction Suite and ConstructionOnline really UDA Technologies continues to grow internationally. That's something that we've continued. We have several here today joining us from other countries, and so we want to thank you for taking the time out of your day, whatever time zone you might be in, or however early or late in the afternoon or morning it might be. But one of the things that we've really strived to do is making sure that Construction Suite 7 and ConstructionOnline work really well for those who are not in the U.S. And so, as well as, of course, those in the U.S., but for making sure that currency and your time and date formats are all relevant to how you might see them. And so Construction Suite is smart in that it's going to pick it up based on the settings on your computer. And so there's really no configuration that you have to do. There's no special download or install that you'll need. Construction Suite 7 is going to be smart in picking all of those items up. And so just one of the ways that we continue to make sure that Construction Suite is working for our clients all over, wherever you may be looking at, or perhaps wherever you vacation. So if you've got to take Construction Suite with you on the go, there's a way for you to have that updated with you as well. We can dream, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, if I'm on a vacation, I don't know if I'm going to want to be working. So
it's the truth. So continue to improve. Again, this is really kind of concludes it for today. Like Taylor mentioned earlier on in the session, there's thousands of things that have changed in Construction Suite. I mean, it's just it's really pretty remarkable the progress that we can make in a year. And so we're really excited for you to begin using this and just continuing to use these tools to help you build a better business.
Absolutely. And again, we do appreciate all of you guys joining us today. Because these are just a few of the many highlights in Construction Suite 7, if you have any additional questions, any feedback on the new features, please let us know. We always love to hear it. That's where a lot of these changes come from and are driven by. Yeah. And we really want to make sure that those of you who have been vocal about this and have asked for some of these features are really getting the most out of them now that they're in place. So if you have questions about how to use them, how to best take advantage, please let us know. We're more than happy to help and really just hear your stories of how you guys are using these on a day-to-day basis.
Absolutely. So now, Taylor, I guess what we'll do is I know many of you have been asking questions, and Holly has been doing an excellent job of being able to chat those back to you. So many of you actually have your questions answered. And so really what we'll do now is just take a moment to kind of regroup. We'll take a look at some of the questions. We'll come back for in a moment here with some of the top questions that many of y'all asked, or many of you all asked. My Southern is coming out.
We're in the South down here.
and happy to go over those with you as well. So take a moment to get some coffee or what, maybe it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Maybe enjoy your afternoon, and we'll be with you in just a moment. All right. Hopefully everyone's had a chance to grab some coffee or kind of recap. Taylor and I have been taking a look at some of the kind of the common themes from the questions presented. A lot of questions about specific things, and Holly's done a great job for being able to answer those for you. And we'll continue to try to chat some of those over as well. Many questions also about just how to upgrade or when the upgrade's available to you. So as Taylor mentioned, Total Care members have the upgrade available to them. Just let us know or really, you can always check for upgrades by going to help and then check for upgrade. updates. There we go. I'm like, where is the option?
Well, we're on Construction Suite 7, so it won't be available as an upgrade. So
right, but you'd see an option for check for upgrade there if you're not on the current version of Construction Suite 7. Certainly let us know if you don't see that option. We'll be happy to take a look. If you're not on Total Care, we've got some really fantastic options for you in terms of updating. So really, really good options to get started and to get on board with that so that you don't have to repurchase the software. You can really just pick it up at a really low monthly cost and be able to move forward and begin working with that. So that's going to be an excellent option for you. I think if you've chatted about that, we'll be happy to reach out to you or give us a call. We'd be happy to answer those questions to you as well. So thanks for your interest, and we're just excited for you to be out working on the latest and greatest.
Yeah.
So let's see. So where to start, Taylor?
Yeah, so I think one of the questions that came in that we kind of breezed over, but is going to be really easy to show you guys real quick, is about the calendars and the color coding of those, since we highlighted that so much. One of the questions that came in was, how do you set that, or where do you set that? And it's actually a very quick answer. If you go to your project itself and go to edit a project, so let's say right-click on Walker Residence and edit this. We've actually added this down at the bottom now. There's a project color field, so you can select this and really choose from your color palette. And set the colors that way. And as mentioned, this will sync now between Construction Suite and ConstructionOnline. So whatever color you set that as, it will update the other system so that those are always synchronized and you don't get those confused. And so that was one of the kind of basic questions that came in that we realized we skipped over a little bit. So go ahead and knock that out of the way so you guys can take advantage of it. Another question that came in, we mentioned we've got a lot of international clients in here, and certainly have a lot of Canadian clients that are using Construction Suite. And a question came in, and I'm assuming that it's from Canada. I didn't say explicitly, but the question was really that you guys are working with taxes and wanted to know if there was the ability to set both a federal and a provincial tax there. And the answer is yes. Part of the tax settings that we have with international and with Canada as well, you can see here, if we go into our estimate and actually choose to set the sales tax, you can choose the country tax settings as Canada here, and that switches it over to the GST, PST, and HST calculations. So you guys can enter those, and again, if you're using, really the combination of those, you can use the HST or use the GST, PST individually. So those will go in and they'll be, calculated and perform just like the American or United States taxes will be, in the sense that, you put the percent in and then assign the specific tax type in the estimate itself. If we go here, you'll see now that the tax type will be GST, PST, or HST instead of materials or services or, anything that's in the United States settings.
Absolutely. So yeah, great question there. One of the questions also coming through is, or several questions are also just about getting started with the estimates or creating your own templates. Of course, what Taylor and I showed you today were working examples of things that we already had in the system. And so really, one of the things I like to touch on there is that if you're new to Construction Suite and you're looking to just get started, the average kind of time it takes to get started is really dependent on you and what you use in terms of content that we provide or what you like to create on your own from scratch. There are many ways to get started. We really have created several options for you, so you just have to find, what works best for you. We provide many templates that are available in all of the estimate forms, schedule forms as well, and you can find those templates in each of those different tabs. Check out the templates that are available. There's a lot of different templates that meet certain projects for remodeling or residential or sub work or commercial. We've got the CSI Master 16 and 50 division formats for you as well that you're welcome to use and provide a great starting point. So with many of the items within Construction Suite, the getting started can really be simplified when you use the templates that are already provided. Of course, you can make your own or you can customize those as well, but those give you an excellent option to get on board. You can also integrate from CAD programs. So if you're not looking at using templates, one of the questions is about being able to integrate from CAD programs as well, or takeoff tools. We've got an excellent video on our YouTube channel that walks through just a very quick process and how you do that. One of the things that I want to bring up here is just, kind of on that question is that YouTube channel. So we have a fantastic, I've already got it pulled up. We've got a fantastic YouTube channel that's going to have tons of videos that are short, as well as the recorded videos that we, of our webinars, so that you can use those as a resource to you. So whether it's just a quick video on how to import from a CAD program, we've got that for you on there. It's maybe 5 minutes tops. Or if it's about generating a proposal or creating an estimate template or uploading to ConstructionOnline, those templates or those videos are going to be available for you on our YouTube channel. Search for us at UDA Technologies on YouTube, and you'll find all of those videos, or feel free to give us a call or email us, and we'd be happy to send you the link as well.
Yeah, and on the YouTube channel, by the way, this is great for you guys. Obviously, the webinars like this are perfect for you guys to join in and see a lot of the big changes that have been made between versions like Construction Suite 6 and Construction Suite 7. But we're constantly uploading videos here as we release new features within the product cycles. So obviously it's not just, cut and dry, here's a whole host of new features, and then, X number of months later, here's another chunk of them. We're constantly improving the system. And so we're uploading videos here, as you can see some of these at the top, the recent uploads, like meeting the new ConstructionOnline and the QuickBooks Online integration with ConstructionOnline. That's one of the big new features that we've added recently that we also had a lot of client feedback about, and a lot of people are really taking advantage of that pretty heavily. So definitely subscribe to our YouTube channel if you guys want to be constantly updated on the new features and how to use them. It's a great way to not only get started and get your feet under you with the features, but also for longtime users of Construction Suite to just check out best practices, new features, anything that you guys need to recap or really take advantage of if you haven't been using very much thus far.
Absolutely. So let's see. So what other questions here, Taylor? Let's see. Many of the questions were also about just some of the, we talked a lot about ConstructionOnline in this topic, and so, in this session, and so much of the questions are on, again, some of the capabilities are kind of allowing, one of those, for example, was being able to have your field team update or upload schedules from the field and then have those represented or pulled back into Construction Suite. So one of the things that you can do with ConstructionOnline is actually create and edit and manage the schedules that you have on ConstructionOnline as well. So it's a really fantastic online scheduling tool. Works very similar to Construction Suite scheduling, except for that that it's just web-based, and so you can do it while you're away from the office. It's going to have some really cool tools as well, but you can share it with other people on your team. You can give them access to be able to edit or make changes, and then all of this information can actually be pulled back down into Construction Suite as well. And so to do that, if you go back into Construction Suite, access your scheduling tab, and you're going to notice that you're going to have the option to download from ConstructionOnline, which is going to pull all of the different schedules for each of the projects that you've gotten there. So you can choose which schedule you want to download. It's going to create a copy of that schedule. It won't overwrite any schedule, so don't worry about losing the original perhaps. It's just going to create a copy of it with a timestamp so that you can be keeping track of that. But that way you can really, again, link your team who's in the field, be able to pull down their schedules, set it as the primary schedule perhaps for your project, or however you might want to work with that as well. So that's a great question with being able to kind of use that, use those tools between your field and connect those back into the office.
Absolutely. And with that, I think there really were a lot of questions about that, kind of the communication between the two. I think really the interest in ConstructionOnline is pretty apparent as well. And although most of the focus today is on Construction Suite, you did mention that some of our users that are looking to upgrade to Construction Suite 7 may be interested in ConstructionOnline if you guys don't have that as well. And we've actually got some great offers, as you mentioned, with that UDA 1 package,
right,
to get you guys involved with ConstructionOnline as well as Construction Suite. So if you're interested in that, definitely give us a call, let us know. We'll be happy to talk about some of those options. And really now is the best time that we've ever had for you guys to get involved with ConstructionOnline or even get upgraded to Construction Suite 7, because we've really put some discounts on there for both existing clients and new clients as well.
Absolutely. So, well, excellent. Well, let's see. So one of the questions was asking about a lot of questions. So one of the other questions is asking about, again, just the lead versus opportunity. So if you think about it kind of quickly, a lead is a contact, a type of contact, and opportunity is a type of project. Both leads and opportunities are in the pre-contract phase. And so essentially it's great ways for you to add contacts, add opportunities who are not yet kind of active within your system or you're not currently working with or on behalf of. It also allows you to track things like performance or kind of how well you win your leads or opportunities as well. So it's really excellent for gaining information on how well your company or certain sales agents can really actually win the leads or opportunities that they have. So not only is it just a way to classify different projects, but it's also great for running reports or being able to see, how well you really perform in those areas.
Yeah, and with that, while we're looking at a few other questions here, one way that I've seen a lot of our clients use these and kind of equate this and communicate the opportunities and the function of them is you can use them as kind of a separate stage and have leads first and then convert those to opportunities and progress to projects. But a lot of the time I'll see our clients use them almost as an equivalent. Leads are to clients as opportunities are to projects. So you've got a lead that's part of an opportunity, so almost a pending project pre-contract. And then once that opportunity becomes a true project, that's when that lead becomes a client. So, clients will be people that, you guys are actually performing work for. Leads are those that you guys are hoping to do work for in the future. Kind of the same thing with opportunities and projects. Projects are ongoing. Opportunities are those that you guys have the chance to win, but maybe you haven't won them yet or signed the contract.
Absolutely. Well, excellently. Well, I think that wraps up. A lot of the questions, again, are either specific to your account or are looking at perhaps if you're looking at Construction Suite, I'd really rather have you speak with an agent so that they can answer specific questions for you. So I'd love for those questions to be answered kind of more on an individual basis rather than the whole here today.
Yeah, most of the questions that I'm seeing are a little more specific to certain users' interests and features and things like that. So definitely it would be great for you guys to speak with one of us and talk a little bit more about your situation in particular.
Right.
I think we've covered most of the questions that are kind of global and applicable to a large percentage of you guys attending today. So if you do have specific questions, don't hesitate to call us at all. Shoot us an email, whatever works best for you guys. We're more than happy to talk to you about the new features, even just get your feedback. Or if you're interested in learning more about it, of course, we'd be happy to provide you with any information.
Absolutely. Well, thanks again so much for attending the session today. We love hearing from our users. We love seeing that you're interested in the next generations of Construction Suite 7. And again, like we've mentioned throughout or several times throughout the webinar, our goal really is your success. And so we want to hear from you. We want to hear how we can continue to improve and to build. We love your ideas. And so thanks so much for your participation today. Thanks so much for the questions. We look forward to speaking with you all very soon. And really, thanks again. Have a great day.
Yeah, have a great evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you are.